everybody, it's Alyce-Kay Ruckelshaus, and I just came to the realization that even though I'm not finished with the Floriculture DigiKit because I have so many more things that I want to do with it, I am finished with this journal. One of the problems of making a journal for myself is that I keep wanting to do more to it, and I've already started writing in it and using it, and so I kind of need to stop and do a flip through and say I'm done with this and then using it. You will continue to see the MelodiMade Floriculture digital kit for probably years in the journals that I make, because one of the things I love about that kit is that there are so many pieces that fit with my color scheme and my subject matter. It's just beautiful, and I've already been using it in other journals, so, and other projects too. So I know you're going to see a lot more of it. So anyway, this is my journal. I am just keeping the front free, just this fabric. I love it like this, and I want to say I like simplicity, but I know that this is a very busy pattern. But anyway, it's just how I like it. So I have, in the beginning, I have this card that says, "Let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me," John 14:1. And I'm not sure what I'm going to write in here, but I will write something eventually. I had this, this is some of the work I've already started doing in here, is I listened to this sermon by Timothy Keller, and there was this one part that just really, really inspired me, that that's what I want the focus of this journal to be for myself as I start using it. And he talks about how The Hobbit, the book The Hobbit, was an adventure. It's there and back again. And you pick up your book and go on with your life. But The Lord of the Rings was a quest. And a quest is something that you're called to and you can't resist. And it takes everything out of you. And you, if you return home, if you don't give your life for it and you return home, you're never going to be the same again. You've changed because of it. And in this journal, I wanted to go back and explore my journey of writing books. And it'll probably be like an ongoing thing, but it's not really so much for like, oh, here's my biography or anything like that. It's for myself. There are things that I need to go back and revisit and see how those have affected me, and I need to look at what God had shown me way back when so that I can make sure that I'm still on track with that. There's just a lot to explain in that, and that's not what this flip through is about. So anyway, I found these. Oh man, I meant to look up her name before I got on camera. Shoot, I think it's Allingham, Helen Allingham. I'm pretty sure. I found some of her paintings on Pixabay, which is a copyright-free website, and fell in love with her work, and it just fits so well with Melody's, with all of her stuff in her kit. Her prints are so subtle and beautiful. They're just a perfect foil for something like this. So I have a couple of, these are all of my journaling cards. I printed, you know, just like designs on the back, but they're very light, so I can write on them just fine and everything. And she was from the Victorian era, but not the kind of Victorian that we always think about with the fainting ladies and everything. These are women who are working hard or, you know, being active. So here's a pocket that I made with one of Melody's beautiful prints, and then this rose is hers, and you'll see it all throughout. I just made it different colors in various places. This is some of her trim here on this pocket. I really love that. And another one of Helen Allingham's photos. This especially speaks to me because my company is called Threshold of Hineni, which is, I talk about a door and how it's a place to come in, and you know, when you need to retreat from the world and you need to be built up again, and then it's also a place to go out. That's what a threshold is. It's the place to come in over, and it's the place to go out over. So like I said, this is some of the trim from Melody's, and then the background here is also from Melody's kit. Just beautiful. The leaf here is from her kit, and here's another of Helen Allingham's. I like this because it's just very contemplative, and I think that's probably lavender hanging up there, just to give a relaxing atmosphere. And this is made from some of Melody's paper. Do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and lead a trail. That's kind of how I am. I don't like to be like everybody else. So I have scripture from Philippians all throughout. And then here's, a woman. Here's some sunflowers. I love sunflowers. And she's just, who knows? She's thinking. And that's one of my goals to work on, is to be able to just sit and think. I'm not good at that. Let me grab some cardstock here. Okay, so this is a tuck spot right here, but it's also a flip. Okay, so I'll read a Donnelly flip. And then this leaf is one of Melody's, and this right here is. And then the stamp, what I did was I took some of her pages from her kit and I shrunk them way, 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 way down and made them into stamps. So it's kind of fun. And it says Philippi because I have verses from Philippians all throughout here. And here's a young lady waiting at her gate. She looks like she's friendly and wants to talk. And then I liked this because this just talks about different flowers and stuff and gives me some writing space. And another one of, these are all Helen Allingham unless I say otherwise. This lady doing her laundry with her baby here. I like that. And then the geese. Kind of surprised they're not going after the kid. Every time that my kids and I went any place where there was geese, it seemed like the geese attacked them. So this is an envelope that I made from the kit. I believe this was one that was already, like outlined for you and everything. And of course I can put stuff in the envelope. I don't have anything in there right now. And I used some messy thread on it and one of Bill's buttons. And then it's got a pocket behind it with one of Helen Allingham's paintings. And then this is kind of a flip open, and some of the trim from Melody's kit. I love the trim. Usually I don't really care for the trim in kits. I don't like paper trim usually, but I love the trim in this kit, and it's something that I definitely am going to use a lot. Probably in almost every journal from now on because I love it, and I've printed out so much of it. I love cats, and so I liked this Helen Allingham. Watch, I'm probably saying her name wrong or something. Okay, come on, you were in there before you can go in. Okay, well, I'll stick it in better later. I have lace on a lot of the edges. This is from Melody's kit, and just, it's so light that you can write on it. Very pretty. Orchids. Here's a woman with her vegetable stand. I just love this. This is so beautiful. But she's got an apron on. She's working. Life is simple, so she's not as busy as I am. She probably has very busy times, but she's able to stand there and think some, which I really appreciate. But she's also obviously a hard worker, and she's not like, I don't think she's wearing a corset, and she's not likely to faint. I used some of the trim, tore it, and put it on the edges of some of these pages. This is some of Melody's Echo Dye and some of my coffee stained paper. This is one of Melody's pages. I love this page. I just couldn't cover it up. I'm not even sure if I can write on it because it's so pretty. I will write on it though, but it's beautiful. I made her rose into a Dear Julie Julie flip-flop, so I have extra space to write on. And I have a pen that writes really dark black, so I can write over like even this. And then this was something that I had printed on one of my book pages that I'm using. This is one of Melody's trims right here. And then these are from Melody's paper that I made into pockets that go either which way. And I need to put something in this one. I don't know why I don't have anything there. But I will. I'll put something in there. Okay, so this is a triple pocket. It has a pocket behind the whole thing, and then it has a pocket inside. It's a paper bag, so it's inside the paper bag, and then it has a pocket right here where the bottom of the bag turns up. And this is some of Melody's trim, some of her flowers. Really like that. Very pretty. Okay, so I have this flip open thing, and it's like double. Well, so you can flip it this way, and this is some of Melody's paper, and then like this. So I don't know what you would call that, triple or what. This is hers, and I think I changed the color on it or something. And then I love this picture of the little girl with the rabbits, and then there's a cat watching. Love it. This is one of Melody's pages, and this, I love this leaf. I have used this already in like 3 or 4 journals already, and I plan to use it a lot. This, of course, is a tuck right here, a side tuck. And then this is what I cut off from there. So that's some of it. I have some more someplace else. Here's another one of those paintings, these two, the mom and the daughter with the cat. And then here's a young woman doing the wash, I think. And so that's pretty. I found this lace at the Dollar Tree and just fell in love with it. I wish I had realized it sooner. I love these leaves too. These are very cool, and that's what I used for those 2 tucks. And then I've used it here for a pocket, and here's a girl learning her sewing, practicing her sewing. That's pretty. I could probably put a longer card in there. And then here's a little bit more, a couple pieces. Well, this is a piece of the bag, and then a rose that I got from Pixel Scrapper. And a cat on the stairs, and there's a woman coming down the stairs. Oh, that reminds me, I have another marker someplace here. Here's a marker that I just made from a scrap of the cover fabric. And I have lace on the back of it. And then some of Melody's paper. This is some paper from Pixabay.com. And then on this doily, I put one of those leaves from Melody's kit. And these are both Melody's paper. And then another tuck here with one of her flowers. And then the center, I've bound it. I've bound the pages into the book with leather, and these are just beads that are, I think they're made from resin. I think a couple of them are wooden. And then this is handmade by Robin Pauls of, I think it's Gospel Hymns is the name of her store. I can't remember for sure. Anyway, she's on Etsy, and I have a bunch of her charms. Here's some more of the trim that I tore. I mean, she's got it straight. I tore it. I gave it a ragged edge. And these are both Melody's pages. And then some of her lace that I cut out and put on here. Let's see what I have here. Some more of her pages, some of my coffee stained page, and then I just think this trim of Melody's looks perfect with this coffee stained page. And then this is another envelope that she has with the doily superimposed on it. And I don't have anything in there, but I do have a pocket behind it that has this portrait of a young woman. I like the contemplative look of a lot of these women. It's the little things in life that determine the big things. That is very true. And I've got a pocket behind there that has 3 girls blowing bubbles, which is one of my favorite things to do. I need a child so I can feel okay about doing that. And then I think I've got like 3 big bottles of bubbles. And then some of her lined paper, and I've got a belly band here. Oh, I don't have anything in the belly band. Well, I'm sure that I'll find things to put. This is made with, this is some of her trim, and then on the sides is some of her trim, and then I've got lace on it. And then this rose is from her kit, and this background is some of her eco dyed stuff. And then these are both from her kit also. I love this woman carrying her baby. There's sheep out there on the mountain. It kind of makes you wonder why she's out there with her baby. Some more of Melody's eco dyed paper and some of her trim on my coffee stained paper. One of her little envelopes. I'm not sure if this came this size or if I just printed it smaller. I know that I made things different sizes. This woman and her children, I believe that's a yucca plant that just, I think that's a century plant. It's a kind of yucca that only blooms about every 100 years or so. Although this is probably in England and I'm not sure that that would grow there, so it might be something else. Okay, this is another of that rose of Melody's. You can see the whole thing here. And I'm not sure if this was the color that she had it in or if I changed it. I forget which ones were the originals, and I think this is one that I changed to pink. Okay, and then her leaf and flower, very pretty. I have an envelope here made from a page from my first novel, and a cat looking into the room where there's some light and you can just barely see the shadow and the hand of the person that's in there. And then there's also a pocket on the side right here. This is too big to stick in there, so I have some space that I can put something into there. And then this is some of her eco dyed paper, one of her leaves on this envelope, and then on this envelope one of the stamps that I made, and a little bit of Beauty for Ashes. And then I've got, oh, I forgot about this. You know, I need to do a flip through like every week to remind me. This says thank you, so I wanted to start writing things that I'm grateful for in here, but that won't do any good if I forget about it. I don't know. Okay, so this is some of her eco dye, and this is some more of her paper. This is also by Helen Ellingham, and it's very different from her other paintings. This is black and white for one thing, or brown and white, and the woman looks so afraid, and you know, all the others are so peaceful, but this just really spoke to me. This is how I've felt so much of my life. I don't feel that way now. Bill has really made me feel secure. God has. God's given me Bill to make me feel secure. Here's one of those leaves, very pretty, and one of her lace that I distressed with vintage photo distressing ink, one of Bill's buttons, and some of his yarn, and another Helen Ellingham, a mom walking with her daughter. Looks like they've been gathering something in their aprons, maybe sticks for the fire, I think. And here's another Rita Donnelly flip. So that's a pocket back there, and then you can flip it open and write in it, or I can flip it open and write. This is my journal, in case I haven't made that clear. I'm not selling this. And then I can make one like it though if somebody wants one. Just let me know. But this one is mine. It's more of Melody's paper with the leaves on it, on her eco dye background. So beautiful. I think this is some of her eco dye paper, I'm not sure. And then here's another, you know, Rita Donnelly flip. It's a tuck and it flips open to write on, and you can see the roses here. And this is another of Helen Ellingham's with the hollyhocks back there. It's just very pretty. And another, oh, this is a tuck, so I can put something more in there. which I know I'm going to have things to put in, so I don't want to fill it all with cards right now because I'm going to have plenty of things that I'm going to want to put in. Some more of Melody's paper, and this is that flower that I love. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so, it's so light. It's just very pretty. And then here's that picture again that I had a little bit earlier, but this is bigger. And this is, I've got envelopes of stuff that I want to put in here for, if I want to collage some more or anything like that. It's extra pieces that I can use. And so anyway, that is it. It's got the leather binding here, which actually I'm going to stick the lace through there so I don't lose it. And shabby chic, so it's got threads hanging all over the place and ribbons and everything. But that is it. I feel sad to be done with this one for some reason. I usually feel really happy when I finish something. I have a sense of accomplishment, and I have that sense of accomplishment with this, but I have really, really enjoyed this one, probably more than any other that I've worked on. And so it's kind of sad to be finishing it, but at the same time, since I did it for me and not to sell, I'm not finished with it. I'll be writing in it for probably years because it's not like a daily journal. It's one that I'm using on a particular topic. So I'll be using this for a long time, and I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, I love you all. Bill should be home any minute, so I'm going to let you all go. Thanks for joining me for this series. If you're just seeing the flip through and you haven't seen the series, I will link the beginning of the series to the bottom. Actually, I'll link the whole playlist with all of the design team. This was a design team project, by the way. All the design team videos from the various people. And then you can see what other people did with that kit too, because you would be amazed at how different all of our projects turned out. It's incredible when you can see the different ways that people interpret the same papers and the same images. It's just incredible. So it kind of shows you how you can put your own personality onto what you do. If you use this kit or another kit or whatever that I use, yours is not going to turn out the same as mine. All right, I love you all, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.